Hey YouTube, my name is Heather and I love anti-MLM content here on YouTube. I'm hoping to use this channel as an excuse to sit on the floor and talk about the unethical practices of multi-level marketing companies. Today, I'm really excited for us to watch a video from the very well-known MLM coach named Frazer Brookes. He's going to tell us how to overcome the objection of I need to think about it. Before we start, I want to say I think he's very, very funny. I do like his personality. However, I just don't like what he's saying, obviously. I think it's very problematic and it looks good on the surface, but when you dig a little bit deeper, you'll see where the problems are. So let's get started.
All right, so another great question this week from Cigar Sharma. Cigar says, how do we respond to people when they say, I think I need to think about it? So basically, how to handle the I need to think about it objection. Because at the end of the day, it is an objection. And I share this everywhere I go. I have to let you know about this cycle, right? Because thinkers, people who think, I want you to understand, the more you think, the more you think, the more you doubt. And the more you doubt, the less you do, right? So the more you think, the more you doubt. The more you doubt, the less you do. The less you do, the more you think. The more you think, the more you doubt. It is a vicious cycle. Vicious. Overthinkers, they don't get stuff done. Like, imagine that. The CEO of Apple, I'm an overthinker. Should we put a bit of camera in there? Oh, should we make those wireless AirPods? Oh, should we give them the black and the white and the red edition? Like, I don't know. Let me have a think about it. No, because when they have a think about it,
That's one part that I find funny. I just like his delivery. He's a funny person. So on the surface of this, what he's saying makes sense. We've all experienced times in our lives where we overthink something that could be major or something minor in our social relationships with our spouses or significant others, at work, with our friends, whatever it could be. And it does make sense. If you overthink every situation, you're going to have more self-doubt and you're going to take less action. However, this little cycle is very problematic when you put it within the MLM context, which we'll get to later.
They doubt it. And when they doubt it, they don't do it. Example. When I was younger, I really wanted to date this girl. I didn't ask her out, and I was like, I probably should ask her out. And I kept thinking about, should I? I was like, nah. What happens if she rejects me? What happens if she says no? What happens if she makes me look bad in front of everyone else? Like, I don't know. So what did I do? Nothing. I just kept thinking about it, and I kept doubting it, and I kept not doing anything. If I'd have taken action, who knows what would have happened, right? But at least I would have taken action. Like I shared in another video, imperfect action beats perfect thinking, right?
That story of not asking out a girl he likes is very relatable. Everyone will be able to relate to that in some way. However, let's remember while we're listening to him that he's connecting us to the MLM context. So he said, I think, please excuse me if I'm quoting him incorrectly, imperfect action is better than perfect thinking. In this context, MLM distributors do not want individuals to think through the decision. They don't want them to talk to family and friends about whether they should join the MLM, because if they do that, chances are someone will say that it is a predatory business structure where it's designed for those at the bottom to fail, because the downsides of MLM is becoming more and more well known throughout general society as a result of very high profile court cases and documentaries on Netflix or Amazon Prime. So they want you to just jump in without really thinking through the decision and deal with it later, because they don't want you to get outside sources of information, because they're taught to try to control the information you receive. And so they'll say, well, just talk to your upline, talk to your potential upline, talk to someone who's successful, and they can help you make the decision, because they want the information to come from those within the MLM, not outside of the industry.
Your thoughts are your enemies, your feelings are your friends. Go with it. Be an action taker, not an action.
Again, in that context, go with it is, oh, someone brings this opportunity to you. just jump right in. Don't do research. Don't talk to anybody.
Action faker. So here's the thing. When someone says, oh, I'll think about it, chances are they won't actually think about it. They'll just use that as an excuse. So your mindset needs to be, right, so
there's a little bit of self-awareness there. So he's right. Chances are they're not actually going to think about it. They're just trying to be polite and let you down easily. And it's funny that a lot of MLM coaches or distributors, don't pick up on that. And they keep saying, oh, why don't you know? Why don't you know? If this is a priority for you, you'll make time for it. And they don't realize that someone's saying, I need to think about it, is because it's not a priority and they don't want to do it, most likely.
Step one needs to be next in the mind, next mindset, right? And the reason for that is because of this diagram. Someone goes, oh yeah, but Bob, I need to think about it. So the second thing would be like, awesome. What is there to think about? What is there to think about? Oh, well, that's all I would say. Awesome. What is there to think about? Oh, well, I need to think about asking my girlfriend to see what she thinks so we can think about it together and then I'll let you know what I think. Oh, well, I need to think about...
Frazer, it's actually very reasonable to have conversations with your significant other when you're making a decision that impacts the finances of your household and potentially the health and well-being of the person that lives with you. Because if someone joins an MLM company and doesn't make any money and puts their family into debt, it impacts everyone living in the household and their close family and friends. I think it's a valid thing to want to talk to a significant other.
Like, I need to think about whether I can afford it. I need to think about whether the products are for me. I need to think if I've got enough time for this. I need to think if this is something I really want to get my teeth stuck into. I need to think about if I could do this around my family. I need to think about what my friends are going to think. I need to think about doing a little bit of due diligence. All right.
See, they don't want you to do due diligence and research. I already said that, because they want to control what information you have access to and when. So again, they'll tell you, go to this upline, go to this successful person, and they'll help you. And again, it's all of those things are reasonable things. I know in the MLM distributor perspective, they just want someone to jump right in and say yes, but they don't realize that whenever adults have to make decisions, it impacts other people, spouse, significant other, kids, and you need to think through decisions when it impacts your family, and you should not just be jumping headfirst into something that you don't actually understand.
How long do you need for that? How long do you need for that? Oh, so let's use this as an example. So someone goes, oh yeah, I need to think about it. So you're in the mindset, you're like, yeah, I've got a thinker, and I want to build a team full of action takers, and this is a thinker, which means they're going to be a doubter, which means they're not going to be a doer.
A team of action takers just means that someone who will listen to the upline and blindly follow what they say about how to reach out and recruit, how to reach out to and how to recruit people, how to post on social media, how to talk to your family and friends about the business opportunity. We learned in a previous Beachbody video that to be coachable means just to listen to your upline. In this case, action takers means blindly follow what your leader says.
So then we're going to ask the question. We're going to think the worst, and we're going to think the worst, but we're going to kind of go to the best. So awesome. What is there to think about? What do you need help thinking about? What do you need help with thinking about? You go, I need to think about the products if it's something I want to introduce into my diet. Oh, I don't know if it's something, a business I want to do right now. Oh, I need to think about if it's something I need to put into my life right now. How long do you think about that?
A lot of MLM companies have slightly questionable health products that could greatly impact someone's physical well-being. For example, Beachbody has nutritional supplements. There's Thrive, there's Plexus, there's doTERRA, there's Young Living, all products that fall underneath the broad health and wellness realm that if you were to use them in the wrong way, that it could impact your health, your physical health. Again, so it is a very reasonable thing to think through whether taking the supplement or using this essential oil could impact your health. And I doubt that. I feel like the majority of MLM distributors are not going to say, oh, that's a very good point. Why don't you talk to your doctor first to make sure that this specific supplement won't interact with your other medications, won't make your specific chronic condition worse, and then if they approve it, you can come back to me. No, the majority, I feel, say, oh, it's fine. I have people on our team who have that specific health condition on that specific medication, and it's fine. It's not fine. People should be talking to their doctors before starting new supplements.
Oh, well, like a week. People don't think about a house to buy for a week, right? Oh, I don't know, should I buy that $1 million mansion? Give me a week to think about it. A week to think about it. No. So.
I know he's trying to be funny and he's succeeding. However, a week to think about a potentially life-changing decision is very, very reasonable. And someone on the internet doesn't owe you a quick response. They don't owe you an answer right away. And if they want a week to think about it, they can take a week to think about it. Also, that just could be their way of politely saying no to you and them hoping that you are just going to leave them alone.
Then you arrange follow-up. You arrange the follow-up. Remember, the fortune is in the follow-ups. Not the follow-up, the fortune is in the follow-ups. So now they're like, next tomorrow, no, I need to think about that one tomorrow. Guess what? Your whole idea with this is to eliminate the time wasters and find the action takers and find the serious people. That's the whole idea.
In my opinion, that's the same as don't bring people into your team that have critical thinking skills and that will analyze the information that's available to them and seek out external information and data to make an informed decision. You don't want them. You want people who will just blindly do what you say, who will blindly listen and join your MLM pyramid scheme. Again, they don't want you doing outside research because the predatory structure of MLM is widely known now. It's more common for people to understand how predatory it is and the fact that at least 80% of people on the bottom have to be failing for maximum 20% at the top to make good money. So that's why he doesn't want you to think about it. That's why he wants you to jump right in.
There with this. The whole idea is to go from, right, they're probably not going to do it, but let's call them out on that in a way that's not calling them out on that. So yeah, follow up video tomorrow, same sort of time. Yeah, sure. If they ghost you, they ain't interested. They're just trying to be polite, but in reality, they're actually being rude. Okay? They're trying to be polite, but in reality, they're actually being rude. Okay?
What's your opinion on ghosting people on the internet? My fiance disagreed with me on this part, but I feel even if you're in a conversation with someone and say you're not an actual close friend or family member, so say someone you last saw 7 years ago or 5 years ago from high school, and then it goes in a direction that you don't like, and say you want to end the conversation and you want to do it without a confrontation, I don't see anything wrong with ghosting someone on the internet. Obviously, it's different if it's like a family member, a close family member, or a friend that you're doing that to, but I don't think we owe someone a quick response on the internet. And I think maybe people ghosting MLM distributors have been approached before and have said no. And then, as we saw in a previous video, they might get monthly follow-ups, daily follow-ups until they just block the person. So perhaps they tried to just say no before and the person didn't listen. And so now they're trying a different approach and just ghosting the person to avoid confrontation. So I'd like to know what you think about that below.
Just tell me straight. Say, hey, it's not for me. I thought about it. It's not for me. So how many times will I follow up with them? As many times until they literally say, I am not interested. I am calling the police if you respond to me again. I told my...
And he'll do that even if you say no. They're trained to do that even if you say no. So it doesn't really matter what you do, because either way, if you ghost them or if you say no, they're gonna harass you on the internet. The only way is to block them.
My dad, I wasn't interested 16 times or 15 times before saying yes. The 16th time in 4 years. Crazy. Crazy. Now,
I paused at kind of a weird spot. He said he told his dad that he wasn't interested 15 times and said yes on the 16th time. I'm not sure which MLM he's involved in, but it seems like his dad recruited him into the business, which is very strange to me that he asked his son so many times to join to be a member of his dad's downline so he could make money off of him. That seems weird to me, although I know it happens.
So that's it. These are the points. Have the next mindset. Ask awesome what is there to think about. How long do you need? They give you the answer. How long do you need to think about that? Oh, like, give me a day. All right, let's follow up. Let's follow up the next step. Let's follow up at that time. Oh, yeah. If on the follow up they're like, oh, I still need to think about it, you would then literally say something like, I'm looking for serious people who are decision makers. Is that you?
No, he's not looking for serious people who are decision makers. He's looking for people who are going to think critically and analyze existing information and make an informed decision. He's looking for someone who will just jump in right away and who will listen to whatever you say and will reach out and harass people on the internet in the exact way that you want.
Because at the end of the day, guys, I'm looking for serious people. I am looking for decision makers. You guys are. You're looking for serious people. You're looking for decision makers. So why not call them out on that? It's like, oh yeah, that's not me. I'm not a serious person. Okay, bye. See ya. I'll message you in 3 months.
That's all I have today. It's funny that he thinks that if you think through your decisions, you're not a serious person. I think it's the other way around. I think it's important to have critical thinking skills and analytical skills and to go out and do your own research to make an informed decision. I think I've done that when I've moved to different parts of the country. You research like the part of the city I'm thinking of moving to. You research the rental company that I'm thinking of renting an apartment from. It's just what you do when you make big life decisions, in my opinion. That's all I have for today. I'd love to hear your opinion down below, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.